My girlfriend and I wanted to see Christopher Nolan's Tenet after it was delayed from an original July 17th release to July 31st, then again to August 12th, and then finally to August 26th. This is that story. Cineplex was the go-to place if you wanted to see a movie in theaters, but when COVID-19 hit, they unfortunately had to close their doors, losing 90% of their revenue and sent their stock plummeting like the Titanic. Most major summer releases got delayed or they got rescheduled release dates such as Marvel's Black Widow and 007 No Time to Die. Over 4 months went by when doors closed in late March up until late July when the Chief Medical Officer of Ontario announced that they were giving movie theaters the green light to open their doors, but they had to have limited seating and hand sanitation methods and protocols. Originally, the government only allowed 50 people per building in stage 3 of reopening, but Cineplex, which accounts for 75% of Canada's movie theaters, asked them to reconsider, saying that they would lose money reopening, so then it was changed to maximum of 50 people per theater. But how did that, affect watching Tenet? Let's discuss. To be completely honest, I wasn't really hesitant to go to the movies to watch Tenet, and I didn't really think I would need the, PPE suit that my girlfriend and I wore, but I just thought that it would be funny to, go with them and make a vlog out of it. And people that were there actually looked at us like we were weirdos. Anyway, beside the point, Cineplex claimed on their website that all auditoriums were wiped down with industrial-grade cleaning products between each showtime. I could not verify this because the people that worked there, they waited until everyone left the theater and then they went in to do their cleaning or whatever they had to do. They also claimed that touch points were wiped down every 30 minutes or less, which once again, I could not verify. The hand sanitizer was available in the lobby, and allegedly all of their auditoriums undergo a deep cleaning every evening, to which once again, I could not verify. They claim that all employees had to declare that they were symptom-free, and if they had symptoms or if they developed any, they would be sent home immediately. Employees were wearing masks and all guests had to wear one also, although wearing it properly, like over the full length of your nose, your chin, all that kind of stuff, was not enforced because, as you see in the video, I was wearing it basically as a chin guard. I didn't see any masks available for guests if they forgot it or whatever the case was, but there were plexiglass shields to protect employees. Employees allegedly had access to gloves, which I did not see anybody wearing any gloves, and had to hand wash their hands every 30 minutes. But once again, I could not verify that that was being enforced. In the auditoriums, there was reserved seating and seating was also reduced. If you wanted to watch a movie, you had to either buy tickets online or you had to buy them through the app and you had to reserve your seats on there. The play area or whatever you want to call it, where you play like air hockey and like that dancing game, I'm not too sure what it's called, that was closed because, they had to comply with COVID-19 guidelines. I didn't see anything about limited concessions, although I did notice that there were no menus. If you did want to see a menu, you had to go to the menu section of their website and then you had to see it there, and then you had to tell the person that was taking your order, whatever you wanted. Kitchen staff were allegedly wearing masks, but then once again, I cannot verify that information. The washrooms did stagger things like stalls, so every other stall is in operation and every other sink is in operation to maintain physical distancing. There was no seating at the VIP bar and the capacity in the VIP bar was reduced. Overall, it's a pretty sticky situation, and what I mean by that is a lot of the things that they claim that they're doing, you can't verify. You can't verify that the kitchen staff are wearing masks. You can't verify that the employees are washing their hands every 30 minutes. You can't verify that the theaters are being deep cleaned, whatever that means, every evening. I mean, after our show finished and we were heading out, there was a guy that was standing there, watching the NBA playoffs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to jump to conclusions. I don't want to, channel my inner Karen or anything like that. Maybe he did just wipe down some stuff. Maybe he did just wash his hands. So I will give him the benefit of the doubt in that situation. But it's things like that, can't be verified. That's the thing that I guess kind of people should take into consideration. Now, yes, things were done differently compared to before. Like, when you're ordering your food, the person did, physically distance themselves. They did have masks on, they had, stuff like that. They did only accept contactless forms of payment, so there was like no cash or anything like that. Obviously it was suggested or preferred that if you had a card that had tap, that you just tap your card. Yes, seats were staggered, yes, the lounge wasn't available, but it's like I can't not shed light and try to warn everybody or give everybody like a precaution or what they should do in the case of going to the movies, because you can't verify that things are being done behind the scenes. And the reason I say that is because things at my work, they slip through the cracks all the time. At work, officially you're supposed to wear a mask over your face, and it's supposed to cover your nose, your mouth, and your chin. And then most people, myself included, I'm not going to act like I'm some saint, they wear it as a chin guard. You're supposed to say at work that you're symptom free, but I can easily say that I'm symptom free when in reality I could have trouble breathing, or I could have a fever, or well, I guess not really the fever, because they do check your temperature, but like, you kind of understand what I'm saying. Like, it's easy to kind of be untruthful, if that's a word, and just kind of like slip through the crack and kind of wiggle your way in, right? Like, you could be having trouble breathing, like I said, or say my nose was running and I had symptoms of COVID. I could just be like, oh, it's just my allergies, or whatever the case may be. Now, things like that obviously won't only happen at Cineplex, it can happen anywhere. In my current situation, like, I'm not making crazy money at all. Like, let's not, think that I'm making $100,000 a year or anything like that. And everybody that, or most people that work with me, they're not really making crazy money at all. At the end of the day, we're all mostly undereducated factory workers who need that job to survive. Like, I need my job to survive. That's, it's simple as that. And that's why, I'm trying to save money and do things like that. So then you don't need a job to survive. If you want to take a couple months off here or a few weeks off there, you can do that. So with my job right now, if I needed to survive, why would I say that I have symptoms, or why would I say that I have COVID when, I have bills to pay? It just doesn't make sense to me. But then if you look at the other side of the situation, you can say, well, okay, well, if I forwarded my education, I could have been working from home, and I could have been safe, and I could have been, whatever the case may be. And, I guess you could say at the end of the day, no one is forcing us to take on the risk of going to the movies just to, expose yourself or potentially expose yourself to COVID-19 just to watch Tenet. But it's things like that are, it's a very fine line, because say somebody works at Cineplex and they need that job, or else they're going to be homeless and they have symptoms of COVID-19. They could just say, yep, I'm fine, I don't have symptoms. And then next thing you know, they rub their face or whatever, then they touch some surface, and I go in and I touch that same surface, I rub my face, I go home, and that's exactly how things spread. So, anyway, like, yes, it is different, but at the end of the day, like, I'm there to see good movies, and I want to go to the movies. I like going to the movies. I want to watch 007. I want to watch Black Widow. I want to do things like that. But personally, I'm not necessarily scared for myself to get COVID. But I think if you're my age, 24, 25, whatever it is, if your parents are elderly, or if you go and see your granny every once in a while, or you have somebody in your family that has asthma or something like that, then, and if you want to go to the movies, I feel like you should probably reconsider, or try and find a link online or something like that, or rent it, or do whatever else that you can, because there's really no way to verify that things are being cleaned and protocols are being followed. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, Tenet was good. Honestly, I like going to the movies more because there wasn't that many people. It was only I think it was me, my girlfriend, and 6 other people in the whole theater, and there was 50 seats. So you were definitely physically distanced. Tenet was good, and you know, I do look forward to going and watching Black Widow and 007 when they come out in November. So you know, do what you want with this information. If, like I said, if you have family members that are high risk, I wouldn't go. But if you're like me, you know, you live alone, whatever, like I don't really, it's kind of whatever to me. Like I'm not really that concerned for myself. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So as always, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. It is very much appreciated. All relevant links are down below. Thank you for watching. Talk to you next one.